in listen-only mode.
Good evening, everybody. Jimmy Kelley Digital. Jimmy is with us on the call today, and I hope that he doesn't need any introduction because most of you are a part of the Jimmy Kelley Digital community. Hey, guys.
I certainly hope not.
So I could give an introduction to Jimmy, but I recognize a significant amount of you from the Jimmy Kelley Digital Live event 2017, where we met you in February. For those of you who are new, there are a few new faces in here, so to speak. Jimmy has educated literally hundreds of SEO students and agencies worldwide. He's also an incredibly good software engineer at this point, architect. In fact, we're going to be talking about some of the software that he designed tonight. We have been dark for a few months. You've probably been wondering what we've been doing and what he's been up to. He's going to talk about that. And again, I do have on the screen here, if you want to find out about Jimmy Kelley, for those of you who are new, you can visit jimmykelley.digital/about Jimmy. He's a very, very well-known search auditor expert and actually taught me a lot about how to read the Google patents, how to fully understand and integrate what it means on a practical level. I have learned a ton from this person. So those of you who don't know, go ahead and I'll drop that link in the area and you can find out more about who Jimmy is. And with no further ado, we're here tonight to talk about a very limited course and training that is going to be closed to seating on the 18th. It's personally created by Jimmy and designed by Jimmy and taught by him and Tony Peterson, a close technical SEO student and associate, also a good friend of both of ours. You guys are going to love this training. It also includes software in the training that has been designed by Jimmy and Tony. With no further ado, I want to make sure that you guys, you'll probably understand why Robert says you guys have been way too dark. Well, when you understand what it is that Jimmy's been doing, it'll probably make more sense. So we'll get more into what this is about. And also just want to make sure Jimmy's looking at questions, I'm looking at questions. So you just want to keep an open forum. So those of you who are uncertain about what this training is that I've got on the screen here, it's called the Jimmy Kelley SEO Ranking 2020 Private Training. And just go ahead and start. Jimmy, anything you want to introduce or whatever, we're ready to roll. And you guys put questions here and we'll keep it rolling so you guys know what's going on.
Yeah, thanks, Russell. I appreciate the intro. So how is everyone doing? Is everybody doing good? I haven't interacted with, I feel like I've been living under a rock for like the past year, building software and doing testing. It's so much fun. I did come up for air for the event that we had in February, so that was fun. It's a lot of got to meet a lot of great people there, and I think everybody had a good time. So that was about the only time I came up for air this year, but been very busy. Things that I've been working and developing on. We have a rank tracking software for Amazon. We have a ranking software for Amazon. We have a ranking software for Google, and we have the Cloaker system. So I've completed the Cloaker system, still in the works. It's still got a little bit more to go to the cloud, but the other three are pretty much buttoned up. So it's been exciting, but next time I decide to do development, somebody needs to shoot me in the head.
And
the goal that I had with the software in the beginning was, why not, because I think every SEO agency kind of faces this, they want to grow and they want to expand, but of course that requires training and people, and then somebody's got to look over what they did, and did they do it right? And most of the time, the answer of most of us is no, you don't want to. It's a pain in the butt. You have to put processes in. So I was attracted to the software because it's something you can build to make it do it automatically and not have to worry about going back behind people and seeing, okay, did they do this right? Did they do that right? Because typically they tend to miss little details. So anyways, it was a fun experience. So that's kind of what I've been doing for the past year, in case anybody wondered where I was or what I was doing, or I know some people have asked if I'm still alive.
And you've done it really well. Those of you who know me from my past incarnations know that I've developed quite a bit of software, and nothing that I've ever done compares to what Jimmy's been building, what we've been building the last year. So those of you who've been in other trainings, different mastermind groups and the rest, where you've seen other software 3/4 of the way built or almost built, Jimmy does have a master plan. They are all connected, and it's pretty wicked. Now, we need a private and closed place to be able to discuss this and other things like it. That's really another thing that the SEO Ranking 2020 training area will be, is people that we know and trust. We can talk about things. Many of these applications that Jimmy has designed are not going to be available to the general public because we use them for our own clients, high ticket and local and the rest. That makes sense to everybody? Yeah, it would make, I mean, you wouldn't use it to the masses either when you could see how powerful it is, and some of you will be seeing how powerful it is. So that makes sense, Jimmy? Good to go on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So TJ had an interesting question. He said, what's the difference between this and the push button mastermind? So nice. The difference with this course is this is strictly traffic. The design around this course is basically ranking with just traffic. You don't need links. We're not saying you don't have to do links or anything like that. Everything works better when you do it together, but you actually don't need links to rank. You can do it with traffic alone. That is what we're going to teach you how to do in this course. Now, other people have seen this method happen live in front of the method, Jimmy Kelley Live 2017, and it was, we always do a squadoosh method at every live training that is done, so people that attend the event know what it is. So those that know what it is, you know what we're going to kind of be going over in here. But this has been so powerful, and I think here's a question for you, and this is what people ask me. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't get too far off. So the Mastermind software is strictly, it's for cloaking and for link building. And for pixel retargeting. So that's what the Mastermind software is. This is a different software that does only traffic, and specifically traffic to rank websites within Google, the Google search engine. So hopefully that clarifies what the difference is between the two courses. It's not, you know, they have different teachings, and the software is used in different ways between the two courses. So where was I going with this? So let me ask a question. Let's see. So the software, I'm getting questions on that. So Aaron asked, so Squadoosh does not rank in MapPack. It does not yet, but it will. Right now it'll do reputation management, it'll do local, it'll do national, it will do tier 1s, and you will also be able to do social bursts. So all of this is traffic. It's not like you're doing something to do links. This is like traffic to your website, and it ranks. And then you go back and do the links later for camouflage like I normally do. So this is mostly what we're going to be going over in this course. And the reason why I think people might find this interesting is, you know, what do people, I know SEOs are addicted to learning how to do link building and different tactics and maybe blueprints that take you down a certain path, but like, what, out of all the links that you build, let's just ask the audience, like, what are the best types of links? What are the best types of links you can get for a website to rank it?
Mm-hmm. Links with traffic, somebody said. David Keys. Niche relevant, Shannon said. Verified, Tim said. Seed sites, Gary. Relevant authority sites, Anthony. Are any of these correct, Jimmy? I'm kidding, but high authority links.
There was one that was correct. So let me pose the question a different way so you guys are on the same page with me. What is the one thing that Google can track in the search engine? What is the thing that Google can track when somebody's in the search engine? Traffic, right? Yeah, a lot of you are getting it. So traffic comes down, and what does Google always tell us to do? They always say, well, if you want to rank higher in the search engines, you have to go build high quality content. Okay, that's a general statement. What they really mean by that is you could build a very niche relevant comment related to your website, and if it's promoted well and is received well by the public, it'll get good engagement and also possibly traffic on it through your social networks. So that's what Google wants to say, right? That's what they've been telling everyone for years and years. What it comes down to is, does that link have traffic on it? So as long as your backlink is getting traffic on it, then, sorry.
Somebody told me to check something.
That's on your screen. If it has traffic on it, it's a good link. So it doesn't really matter what type of link it is. As long as it has traffic on it, it's something they can track. You know, when somebody goes to the search engine, they type in a keyword, that you're on Google's territory there, right? They can see what keyword you typed in and which website you went into. From there, you know, are you logged into your Gmail? Are you using the Google Chrome browser? There's lots of other things they can do to track what you're doing on that website once you have performed that search. And so mostly for a long period of time, we've gone around the wrong way and tried to fake traffic, right? I wanted to finally build a way to make traffic specifically to do what we wanted to do, to rank a website. So there's no more game playing, there's no more like baiting with like social signals or contests or any of this other nonsense. Like, it works going about it that roundabout way, but it's not very time efficient. So anyways, so let's see, what other questions do we have? I don't even know if that answered it. So with this course, we're going to teach you how to rank without doing links. And as part of it, you're going to get the same amount in credit. So if you're paying for the course, you get the same amount in credit for the software. Now, software is only going to be available for people inside this course. And we will get into more of how to use the software and what to, you know, basically we're going to teach you how to use it to rank the websites. So right now it's only US based. I know some people have asked that. The thing is, most of my IPs I've built up are US based. As we grow to other countries, the next ones on the list are Canada and the UK. We do have some in Germany and I believe London. So we have some geo-specific to those areas, but the next targeted areas are going to be for UK and Canada. So
yeah,
that might answer that question for some of those folks.
Yeah, we've had several questions on Canada and UK. We've already checked that out. It's very easy to set up. We just haven't done it yet. If we have one or more of you come in and need that, or Jimmy is looking at that as well. Yeah, so that's pretty important. Also, when we say credits, it's not exactly credits. Don't think of it like tokens or anything. It's just you get $500 worth of, you know, usage of the system.
So let's say, for instance, yeah, that's correct. So if they want to run a local campaign, then they can run a local campaign. Like, I think it'll do either 2 local campaigns, or it'll do like a national and a local, or it can cover like a couple of tier 1s and a local. So you can set up how you want the jobs to run. So that's basically, in a nutshell, what you get to do. There's like, each one is designed to do what they're supposed to do for whatever that job is. They're not something you can specifically point and then go to somewhere else and something like that.
Yeah.
We've designed it to specifically operate just like the Squidoosh method that people watch rank a website live at the live event.
Yeah. Also, want to emphasize so that you guys understand, this is not, the software is the backbone of the program, but the training is unbelievably powerful. There's going to be 2 trainings per month with Jimmy and Tony personally talking about this, showing you. You'll even know how to do it on your own without the system or including the system or both. So this is major. This is going to become our kind of private area for Jimmy to be showing you more and more about how all of these things connect.
Right. And the other part of this too is, like Russ actually has a graph up on his screen here. Don't want people to think that the traffic method is like an overnight kind of thing. Some of the beta testers we've had, like some of them do get results in as little as 2 weeks, but typically, even when we run the campaign manually, it usually takes 2 to 3 months to get, into the top 5 of what people are looking for.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's not an overnight solution, which, most SEOs prefer.
Yeah.
But, once you get it ranked, it stays there. It doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, that's
it's not like your links dropped and then you don't have any link juice point to your site. It just stays there because Google is measuring traffic that goes to a website. So
that's correct. That's so cool.
That answered one of the questions I saw float by.
Yeah, somebody mentioned one of the softwares out there that does it. We're not going to mention any brand names or anything, but I do want to emphasize, and it is on the sales letter, that Jimmy and I looked at literally dozens of different things, and he, of course, has great and extensive knowledge. Our programmers are, some of you know, some of the best in the world, headhunted by Google themselves. So we know what is wrong and dangerous and incorrect, not using real visitors and all kinds of different things with these other services. So any of you, and there's about 4 of you who just asked if it's similar to something begins with a C or any other things like that, we've taken all the errors, the wrong understanding, the misusage, and the incorrect presumptions created by those cheap, okay, let me say it carefully, software that maybe they didn't invest as much as Jimmy did in this, and corrected those. I just want to make sure, it's a really huge point, like it's really, really big. Here's the ranking that Jimmy did live at the SEO event. Let me just make sure I knew which one it was. Okay, I'm not sure what data center this is, but.
Your cookies are even on too.
Oh yeah, never mind, these are cookied, but you'll see these in most of the data centers in the top 2 positions, so. I didn't really look at it before I showed everybody, but. Yeah, I think we have other traffic as well. So we really haven't done anything with that one in a while, and it still ranks.
Yeah, we touched that back in February.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Yeah, you might want to turn it back on again. But can you talk about the effectiveness on national terms? That's a good question, Stephen, rather than local.
People that have tried this have gotten #1 positions in 40 days using the manual method. So that should give you a rough timeline. Again, it's like it's typically 2 to 3 months with the way that we're going to teach you how to do it on how to stick these rankings.
And about the national.
Now, there's other things we're going to teach you, like on-page optimization and proper internal link building of the site.
Yes. And
things of this nature that we're actually going to work on the jimmykelley.digital stuff for like local stuff.
Yeah.
Just because we haven't really, literally it's just that video that's sitting on that page that nobody's really touched.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes we get context on it, but we never respond to them. So.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the cookieless version of this. Yeah, and it's pretty cool because what Jimmy and Tony have planned to show you is we're going to be setting up. Literally, we've been getting tons of traffic to that page and plenty of leads coming in that sometimes we respond to or we pass them off to close people. But you get the idea. Jimmy's been busy building software. We've been pretty much preoccupied with this. So what we're going to do is we're going to properly create that sales funnel as part of the lessons, which is part of the monthly webinar, twice a month webinars. You guys are going to be seeing the best of the best, creating the proper conversion. I'll be helping with conversion. Some of you know that is my forte. Copy, but mostly important, you guys are going to see exactly how we're going to build up this page and rank for several things. So we're going to give you, it's not going to be fuzzy theory. We're going to show you exactly how it works. I'm really excited about that part for you guys.
So that's kind of a nutshell. Are there other questions that people have?
Let's go ahead and
sorry, there's just so many coming in that if we missed your question, they kind of stop now. So
yeah,
type it in again if you
why 2020? TJ asked. That's a great question. We were playing around with names when Tony was here, and 2020 is really talking about 2020. Because as you know, we're all futurists. I've been a futurist in the past, and Jimmy has greatly enhanced my ability to become a futurist when it comes to SEO. He reads the patents and everything, so we all do around here. This method is going to be increasing and escalating, and will be evergreen until then, 2020. In fact, we'll start to just scale up over the next 4 years, where it will become as predominant of a method. It will increase in efficacy and importance, in fact, become mandatory to know how it works. Someone asked, hope that answered your question, TJ, and thanks, it was a good one. Daryl asked, I'm sorry I was late. How often will you be releasing content? There will be 2 full webinars a month, including the type form that I've put in the members area. When you guys get in here, Jimmy and Tony and myself will be answering these questions. Okay, so you have a step-by-step process when you get in. Join the password-protected webinar area. Step 2 is ask Jimmy and Tony SEO questions, fill out your form. Okay, in other words, if you have anything, we're going to focus on the pre-created content, like how to rank for local, national e-commerce sites. But we also want to have other questions that you might have in there. Also, there's a private Skype room in which only members will be in after this course, actually over the next 3 days. So hopefully that makes sense. The main thing is 2 webinars a month. There will be replays. I'll put the replays in here, and all the accoutrements, including the PDFs, any images, or if Jimmy has the scary red arrow that flickers and mesmerizes, then we'll want to record that kind of stuff, because he'll probably get the flickering mesmerizing.
Everybody loves that red arrow.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be a Jimmy talk without the scary arrows, so we have to record those. So all of these things will be in here, and a little behind the scenes, folks. This is going to expand into an important members area of intimate people that are growing together with this method and connecting other methods with it. Okay. Another thing is that talking to Jimmy today, he made the final decision today that we are just not going to go to the general public with the software. And I did put that on the sales page, so those of you want to read the reason why, it's all right here, explaining why we're not doing it. And if Jimmy wants to talk about it.
The specific reason is when you put it out to the wild and let everyone else come into it, then eventually Google comes in and shuts it down.
Yep.
So I don't necessarily want that to happen, because I want to actually keep using this. So it makes my job easier, and you can teach somebody else to do it. And I would just rather like to keep longevity on it.
Yeah, and that being said, it's incredibly a not fragile method. When huge numbers of people use something, it would only become fragile potentially when there's a lot of people's usage and a lot of vectoring. Vectoring just means from a lot of different angles looking at it. So that's why you want to keep something private and exclusive. And we use these for our high-ticket clients and local things. And that answers the next question here. Would this be ideal for a beginner? I can actually tell you, in this particular case, absolutely yes, because let me tell you how difficult the training might be. A little bit of a learning curve for you, but you would still get it. It's not hard for you to understand. But when it comes to the software, it's point and click. It's if you can grab a URL and you can stick it in, and you've listened to the training that Jimmy and Tony give, and not do anything outside of that parameter, you're gonna be able to use it. So yes, in terms of a beginner. I would definitely, that's what I loved about writing the sales copy, is it's definitely fine for a beginner to join us. Let's see. So
then somebody was asking about the credits on the system. Don't forget, you guys are learning how to do this manually. So it's not even something that you're going to take away where you're like, oh, great, well, now I'm tied to a software. You don't have to necessarily be tied to the software. You can go out and do this manually and do it on your own terms and run your own things to do it if you want to. It takes more time, just like link building and anything. If you're going to go and build a PBN or put up links and stuff like that, it takes time to do it, but you certainly can do that. There's also one-time bursts and stuff that I am actually going to recommend to people in the beginning while they learn how to do it.
Yeah, Jimmy, that it just answers Daryl's question. Can we purchase additional credits if we want to run more? It's not credits. It's not a credit system, guys. You can purchase and pay cash for. You guys get special pricing though, which used to be special when we were going to go to the public, but now it's kind of just you guys only. So, yeah, Daryl, you can purchase more if you want to add more sites, and that's the main thing I want you guys to understand. The buy button will only be within this training, and that was decided today, which means you guys are awesomely positioned to use this particular thing. So Daryl, yes, you can add more sites and pay more, and you can do the burst that Jimmy just designed. Okay, so I'm pretty excited about that. And the burst will be really, really affordable. So if you need a kick based on what you're taught in terms of competition and training, Jimmy's going to unload all that stuff for you guys. Tony's going to unload all that. Then you'll be able to, drop $25 or $30 on a burst for a specific campaign that matches your competition if your $500 monthly voucher didn't quite cover that. Like maybe you're going for a national term. So it's pretty exciting. And it does two things. It allows us to keep this exclusive without being out in the wild and have a close community, and allows you to learn, where to set the dials on this thing.
It'll be good. And, I was going to answer a question, then it disappeared again.
Oh, sorry.
Let me see where it went. Daryl's asking how many campaigns can you do? Well, that depends. Like,
right.
The worst, it's not the worst campaign. The most expensive campaign is rep management. But rep management, that's because it's going to do traffic to every site that you want besides the one that you want on page 1. So
right.
It's doing the traffic to 10 sites as opposed to just targeting one site, if that makes sense.
Exactly. So if you've got...
That's probably the heaviest one that we have.
Yeah, so if you have, a site that you're trying to push down, we don't negative SEO it, we just positively SEO everything else using this method, and then it tends to bury it on the second page. Does that make sense, you guys? Give me a 1 if that makes sense. Although I push all the questions up that way. Sorry, Jimmy, I didn't think about that. Okay.
And Kevin is asking, do credits roll over? Credits will not roll over. You have to use them by the end of the month. But
there are no
the
credits.
way that it's set up, it's not a credit. It's not like some of these other things that you're used to, where it's like there's a credit system and you get whatever it is. They have set prices because of the resources used for those specific jobs that they have to run. So they're not like...
This is not like social explosion, guys.
the reason for doing this is I have to be able to control the resources so that the costs don't go out of control. And then also for the websites to have success. You guys will be coming in to use software that you don't necessarily know the exact settings to use right off the bat. You will over time through the training, but I don't want people going in there and wasting credits for stuff that they don't necessarily know how to run yet.
Ed's making it really simple here because it actually really is unbelievable, you guys. So he says, so just buy the course and you're going to get access to the software. Bingo. Like, that's why you don't hear a lot of hard pitching here. Like, it's pretty ridiculous. Jimmy threw in $500. The course is $500. Like, yeah, not only that, it's exclusive, and you can rank within 30 to 45 days, depending upon what you have going on, and you're going to learn why it works and what the parameters are. And with that $500, you can do whatever you want. You can rank 2 sites and 3 sites. But if you don't have $500 worth of stuff to rank, well, you better go out and get something, because you need to keep it in the system.
You need to do something. And plus, learning this method should help you grow your business, unless you are a non-action taker, in which case I know there's some that are like that.
Yeah, but the training.
Truthfully, teaching this at the live event, there were 2 people that walked away from the live event actually implementing this.
Right, it's pretty unbelievable. Yeah, so we
expect
out of
82 people.
Yeah, so we expect you guys to do better. So, so Jimmy and I were like, okay, well, if it was too hard for them to do it, maybe we should just do it for them. So if you can't do it past this point, then we don't know how to help you. Hayek, you asked a great question, and of course, we're still working on the site and porting you over to the new system. You're a beta. The access to the software should happen either tomorrow afternoon or on Thursday. So thanks for asking. It is done. We just had to, now that we know it's not going out in the wild and the rest, we wanted to create an interface for you and make sure that the payment area works properly it has to connect to the members area. So the answer to your question will be in the next 48, 72 hours, probably 48 hours. And it'll be right here. You'll be able to go into your members area, and you guys can see get access. Oh, I deleted it. Oh, here it is, access. Can everybody see that here? You'll be able to click right in your members area, and when you want to buy something, you'll be able to use, log in and get what you're entitled to, but you'll also be able to buy bursts and a few other things. And I'll walk you through a video of how to do it. So it'll be really, really cool.
You can do as much as you want, but I don't want people going nuts until they actually learn how to be successful with it.
Got it.
I mean, they can if they want, but I would rather them wait the learning part of it down so they know exactly what's going on and what's happening.
Right.
Before it's kind of like giving a
loaded gun to an infant.
Yeah, that would be a way to put it.
But not everybody.
It's just not and it's not like it's going to hurt the site. And another question that I saw come in is, once the site is ranked, we have to keep running the software on it. And that depends.
Great question.
Okay, well, what does that depend on? When you're in the top 5. All right, let me ask this question to the audience. When you're in the top 5, what is the most important factor for your website to help it rank better. There's traffic, but what happens with that traffic? Exactly, Justin Swift got that, dwell time, right? It's your bounce rate. What are they doing once they're on the site? That's how Google determines,
Correct.
especially in the top 5 positions on Google, which sites should be at the top. When they're doing a keyword search and they go in and they're not staying on the number 1 or number 2 position very long, they're going to drop and they're going to pull up the ones that are having good interaction with the website. They want the best possible result that answers the question of the term typed into Google.
Yes.
So that's something that this also does, because it's like people, basically.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, it is so cool that the tier 1 is a part of this too, right, Jimmy?
yeah, you also have tier 1, so you can send the traffic to the tier 1s that'll go from the tier 1s to your target site.
You guys,
So
you should see how cool it is. Like, Jimmy designed this. Okay, it goes in and pulls. You have to have, it goes and pulls whatever links that you may have on href, and then the visitors go through the href links relevant to your theme, and then they behave and move on your site, and then they increase your engagement rank and dwell time. And we're seeing massive improvements from as far down as page 5, sometimes and more, snapping you up.
They can also put them in manually too if they don't want the system to pull it for them automatically.
Yes.
So
well, really?
You could pull it automatically and then take some out and put ones manually in that might not.
When did we add? Are you serious? When did we add that?
Yeah. Well, it's been in there the whole time.
I can't even keep up. I can't even keep up with you anymore. It's like I used to help design software, but dang, I didn't even know we did that. Okay, so you guys are gonna love that. I mean, I love using this thing. It's just crazy exciting. Somebody asked. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Jamal's asking, will this work for traffic sites? Yes.
Oh yeah.
In fact, when you point this to a traffic site, you see an increased and sustainable ranking for your traffic sites.
And I know I'm not supposed to say anything because I'm just too excited not to. So those of you who are in different masterminds, Jimmy's software, which is the Cloaker software, the rest, it works incredibly well on that as well. So for those of you in other groups who are using that, keep in mind that future proofing, we're actually going to be automatically including those for those of you who have those sites. That's for a conversation for another time. But I'm really excited. Now, Kevin and several of the people have asked about Canada and UK. Again, I'm lobbying Jimmy to add those. There is a little cost tied to it, but it seems like there's probably going to be enough of you who want that.
Yeah, we'll probably do a poll to see which area to add first. So whoever ends up in the course, I'm just going to poll, and we'll see which countries we roll out first. Obviously, the U.S. is already there, but other countries besides Germany.
Could you guys do me a favor so that we can lobby Jimmy? Can you contact me as a sign on Skype and just put, hey, I'm interested in this country? So that way I can give Jimmy a tally of everybody. So if we have like 5 people from Canada, 5 people in UK, I only think we need a couple. So it's not that hard for us to do. But let us know where you want to go. And it's not that hard for us to add that. We just need to do a couple of adjustments. Okay. So let me know. You have my Skype address. You can find me in the Skype room.
The other thing we'll be adding is the ranking in the maps feature, which isn't really hard. I just kind of pushed Kelley to get these ones done first.
Yes.
But it shouldn't take them really too long.
No. This is
once we get it done, it's like he's already doing most of it anyway. So.
Guys, those of you who are lobbying for your country in here, do not do it in here. I will not remember. Find me on Skype, please. And if tell me what country you want, and we'll add it. All right, because we're able to add it to Canada and UK fairly easily. Just let me know. Give me a tipping point on this, because we can have it done in about 24 hours. So thanks, guys. Just be sure to contact me. It looks like some of you need this in multiple countries. It must be agencies. Okay. Also, Hayek, I wanted to let you know, for middle-sized agencies, large agencies, yes, you will be able to purchase in volume, but again, the purchase button will be hidden behind the membership area. You must be a part of this ongoing training and community. I'm not going to add Zimbabwe, Robert, sorry. Not going to happen, dude. Although, just kidding.
Yeah, so what else we have?
How difficult of a keyword can we go after, Jimmy? Michael Gall wants to know.
They've been doing just fine on national stuff.
Okay. Just
Like you can implement this and actually, you don't actually need links. I don't know if people know that. I mean, and it's been working for like 2 years. That's as far back as we started having success with this testing. So, there's still best practices. You still want to do link build. I always still do link building from good links and powerful ones I know will help move the website. So you can always do that in conjunction with, it's just like anything else. Like, peanut butter and jelly go better together.
Right.
But it doesn't mean that you can't just eat the sandwich with just peanut butter or just jelly. So, and then I'm sure there's a lot of other type of Google factors that just aren't on people's radar yet that will, probably come to light over time that, oh, wow, you can rank just by doing this. You don't have to do any of the other stuff.
Or very little of it, if any.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many points to their algorithm.
On that point, Kevin has asked, what if a search term has 100,000 searches? Will the software for $500 a month be enough to do traffic in the niche that is already so huge? It really depends, Kevin. This is why we're going to teach you how to look and see. It really depends. Depends on where the website currently is, what you've already done, what page are you currently on, what's happening above the fold. So there are some things you're going to learn all this. So you'll be able to learn, but there's no way to just know out of thin air, what exactly is happening to your specific site, because we need to know more, Kevin. We just can't answer that off. It's not a la carte menu like that, because there are some pre-existing factors. Robert asks, does it work on penalized sites, Jimmy?
What's that?
I don't know the
answer. Does it work
on
penalized?
Yeah, I don't know the question. The answer to that one.
I have not tested this on penalized sites. However, I have tested it on sites that have been, well, that's not true. Okay, I've tested it on Panda penalized sites, and it seems to help resurrect them.
Interesting.
So, how does Google know that some site is quality? It's just, what's the engagement on the page? We've all seen websites ranking in Google. They're like, why the hell is this even here? It's just because they get a lot of users hitting it. For whatever reason, they get traffic and people engage with the website.
Yeah, and
they probably get other black hat tactics as well. But
yeah. I've been learning a ton just watching you do the software inspection and the rest. Like just seeing a couple of different pages. Like it was funny, you turned on that one site and like more than one page was being displayed. And you could test that. You could see that Google itself was trying to determine which URL was the best one, the most popular, just from our software. And then finally it honed into what our user wanted. I think that's so cool. And these guys will learn all that stuff, like what you're teaching there. Okay. Will the sites have Will the sites have to have Google Analytics installed for the software to be the most effective, as it's easier for Google to see the engagement?
Well, sites have, for the software.
Do they have to have Google Analytics on?
No. You will learn what you need to put on there.
Yeah.
But you do not have to put analytics. I'd personally like to put analytics on there because I'd like to see what happens to the bounce rate and stuff like that. So I don't try to hide from Google. I'd rather know what Google sees on their end. So
yeah, Robert asked again, I want to make it clear with the training, everyone. The main meat of the training, which is worth the entire value of this course, is the twice monthly webinars where you guys will be able to ask questions through the Typeform and Advanced, and there will be preset training on how to use this and other methods to rank local, national, and e-commerce websites over the next few months. Okay, so that's a lot of training at Tony and Jimmy's day rate. You can expect to receive somewhere between $50,000 and $80,000 worth of training over the next 6 months between that and some videos and documents and the rest. This is huge. Okay, and that's not even the software backbone. So I just want to make sure that you guys know, because he asked, I think it was Robert asked if the training is complete. Okay, so the first training will be on, this is a countdown timer. Can everybody see this countdown timer? Okay, on October 18th is when we close the doors, and we're closing the doors because of the aforementioned limitation. We don't want the software out there, and that's authentic. We're not doing that false scarcity stuff. Okay, and then on the 19th, we'll have that webinar at 3 o'clock Austin time. And of course, when the webinar is over, the replay will be available to you guys. under lock and key in the private members area. Okay, and these will continue to be loaded up. And then we will occasionally be adding other videos and documents and other types of things pending Jimmy and Tony's approval about what they want to talk about. If things come up that are very important related to anything in terms of your success, we will add them to the miscellaneous area as well. Any questions you favor in there, Jimmy?
I don't know. I was trying to see if been trying to look through them. I don't see any that weren't kind of generally answered. Does anybody else have any other questions on stuff? Or people ask, will I be teaching this? Yes, I will be teaching this.
This is TJ. That's a great question. I'm going to go ahead and answer that because I do want to create an intimate community here about other software. Jimmy's been a little shy about some of the software that he's creating, and for good reason. It's incredibly powerful and incredibly private. But I will answer that. TJ said, is this basically the same thing powering the Amazon tool, basically? I can say that Jimmy has used several different kinds of technologies that are all a part of this. And yes, we do have certain engines and other things and the rest. You can use your imagination on that. But there are multiple uses for multiple things that we've done, and it's all connected to the hand. All the fingers are connected to the hand, TJ. So yeah, that's a whole other thing we are not releasing in this course, but stick around and, stay in the club, and we'll begin to let you know other things that are going on. Cool. Can this rank you on Bing? Hake said. I don't know the answer to that, Jimmy.
What's that? Can this rank? Not well. Actually, you know what?
I thought I saw movement.
Yeah, let me check. Let me check this. I don't usually pay attention to Bing or Yahoo unless it's in the contracts. Let me take a look. I don't know the question to that off the top of my head.
I do know the fact that when I talked to the developer about it, it's super easy for us to, and you can manipulate it in the same way, but I don't know if it's currently in the system now. If we show a lot of interest in that, I'm sure that's something we can easily implement. In fact, I think it was on the original plan, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, actually it does. It does. Yahoo's there and Bing is there.
Oh yeah, so he's already got the drop down. Never mind, Hayek, cancel that. Yes.
But I don't want to say that because I didn't focus on Bing or Yahoo. They just kind of tend to fall in.
We haven't done enough testing.
Mostly for Google, but on these ones, yeah, they're there.
But one of the things, Hayek, I do want everybody to understand that even though we've proven this stuff, you're not buying air or anything like this is really real trading and real software. We still also want to have a test group. And so there are certain things that we begin to enhance, and you'll be able to watch some of the things develop. So inside this area, we'll have some testing. So if you're seriously interested in Bing for, oh yeah, you're up in Seattle with Microsoft Town, so Bing is pretty hardcore for you. Is that true also on the sites that you gave me on the system in the beta? Probably you wanted Bing. Okay, good to know. So we'll have a conversation about that in the Skype room, and these are the kinds of conversations that we will be having in the Skype room, okay, once we get everybody who's not part of the community out of there, and we'll have more of these. Tim says, have we tried on YouTube channel playlists? I'm not really sure what your question is, but let me know. Try to rephrase that.
Well,
do you know what it means?
Kind of.
Okay.
So it does watch videos on the website. So if it is on the page, it will watch it. But we haven't specifically designed it to just do YouTube.
Oh yes.
The next thing in line is the maps, because that's an easy thing to add, and then probably after that will be YouTube.
Yeah, and that's been a question. And again, this is why I want to pull you guys in. We need to press into this and find out, what, because there's really nothing that we can't do or haven't almost done, sort of, with what Jimmy's designed. So let's go ahead and pull the community together and really do that. Aaron asked, how is this for affiliate sites? Well, affiliate sites are just websites. So, Jimmy, do you have anything specific that's different about affiliate sites?
No, it should be just fine. As long as you have access to the code on the website that is your target, you should be fine.
Okay.
So, like, if you're thinking of using this for something you don't have, you could still do it with the manual way too that you learn. So, but on the software side, you have to have access to the code on the site to be able to effectively use the software. However, you could still do it learning the manual method. Mm-hmm. So
that's an important point, and we've had it in the help files. You do not have to install our code on your website, but it's a lot more powerful if you do. The system does work. Just takes a little bit longer and may not give you the same. So we'll talk more about that in the private webinars and everything. Daryl is asking.
Yeah,
go ahead, Jimmy.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, Daryl was asking, we'd be talking about how to rank local sites in maps or bring them up in map. Yes. In fact, that example thing that we did at the Jimmy Kelley Live, we just threw that page up and did the traffic to it. We're going to work on doing other locations and cities throughout Texas on this domain. So you'll be able to sit there and watch like what we do and how I do the internal linking and what we watch for to make it rank. So I'll probably do some link building in there too. So you guys can kind of watch like how we do it. I figure we might as well just use that as the example site because I've been lazy and haven't done anything with it anyway. So might as well do something to it.
Yeah, we'll show you guys exactly what we do and how we made the maps listing #1, and we'll actually kick it there for you. And it's very powerful. I'm lobbying for that. We have not done testing on this on Google News sites, Hayek, so this is why I'd like to have you involved as some interesting testing things, because I know that you're doing a lot of stuff up in there in Seattle. Sarah asks, so much value. She's thanking you, Jimmy, for the value and for the cost. She feels that it's low. Thanks for saying so, Sarah. We wanted to give you guys a ton of value, and the other thing is, like I said, we've been buried in doing this. Jimmy's been seriously hardcore designing. I've been following up on the applications as well.
I've been literally testing for a year straight.
Yeah.
So, not just testing, like you have to do the software and then test the software. And since we have all 4 going, it's been a lot of work.
I mean, I've literally been watching it and working with him on it. He's been breaking Amazon with his left hand and breaking Google with his right.
It's been a lot of fun.
He said, can you show us examples of what, Justin?
It's fun but frustrating.
Yeah, it is. Work with new sites. Your Austin SEO examples on Jimmy's site with story. Work with new sites. Oh yeah, it works with new sites. In fact, Mike, the Austin SEO, which we haven't touched in several months, we're still on the first page for that, was done at Jimmy Kelley Live. I think I still have the website up. So what we did, and some of you were there, I think Hike was there, and the rest is, I created the page I made the content with voice to text. It wasn't even good copy or anything. I just made something up for the site that we just did, and that was done live in front of a studio audience, like this horrible copy. And by the way, this copy is all going to change for you guys during your live training. We're actually going to create a real sales funnel and show you the leads coming in and everything. But this was done. I literally pressed publish at the live event, and then Jimmy had everybody, and a few other things that we're doing, he had everybody watch as this thing got indexed and ranked within, I think, actually in a few minutes when we had him submit, and then it was pretty high over the next 48 to 72 hours, right, Jimmy?
Yeah, it jumped to page 2 within 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So that's pretty good result.
From just publishing.
Yeah. So he asked me a good point. He said, does this work with new sites? Well, Jimmy, I'm going to let you answer that. Because even though Jimmy Kelley Digital was an older domain, it's a good point. It was an aged domain, so we have some authority and the rest. But how does this work with a new website, Jimmy?
It's the same thing. Okay. There's no difference. We've done this with other stuff right out of the box, and it does just fine.
Gotcha.
So,
okay. Just didn't want to answer for you. So
I don't necessarily want to share some of the other websites just because they're for clients. But.
Yeah, I gotcha. I'll help with some of the testing, be like an apprentice of source. Well, it is interesting because one of the things that Jimmy, he said that he always wanted to do, he just didn't really have the right venue, was to have a group of people interested in testing. And maybe what I'm trying to do, like we're super busy here, so I can't promise this, but I'd like to do maybe a couple months in, is maybe have once a month or something where we also have some testing results, or those of you who are seriously interested in testing could help us out a little bit. Now, this is just an idea I have, and it hasn't been approved. We're not clear on this yet, but it is nice to know who in the community is interested in testing, so we can compare notes and make everything better. So that's just one of my passions. So it sounds like, Jordan, you're on the call. Good. My friend Jordan, our friend Jordan in Austin is here. Okay, so good. That'll be good for testing. All right. I think that's a lot of questions.
Any other questions? Or I'm excited that I'm very grateful to each and every one of you for showing up tonight. And I know I've been away for a long time, and I apologize. It's been crazy. So I really appreciate you guys' time and coming out tonight and just kind of talking over the course. It's
Okay, so look into my eyes. Go and buy this now. Go. I'm hypnotizing you. Okay, so let me just give you guys the URL. Now, please be advised, this is not a scarcity tactic. I've explained to you why it actually is an authentic way of creating an intimate community. 2 reasons. We don't want tons of people in this training, but the most important thing is the application. We've got too many clients on it now, and a couple of them are very high-ticket clients. We just don't want this thing out in the wild. So consider this like coming into our office, which very, very few people get into our offices, okay, to talk to Jimmy or to hang out with us, all right? So this is what I want you to consider it. If you have any questions or concerns about other trainings you're taking, should I do this or that because you can't afford to take this and that, go ahead and talk to us on Skype, contact Jimmy or myself. We'll walk you through what might be best for you. Gosh, there's still a lot of questions coming down the screen. We are not doing a demo of the software tonight, Mike. We are not.
Negative.
And we probably never will publicly.
People in the course will get to see it for all its glory.
So can you rank sites other than the .com, .org? We can rank any site, can't we, Jim, with any extension?
Yeah, any regular website is fine.
But no, I mean, they're talking about the extensions. Can it do XYZs? Can it do...
Yeah, I assume it works the same on anything.
Okay, so yes.
Well, actually, yeah, it does because we've done those on some of the traffic sites. So,
right. So, Jim, you can any extension's fine. You don't have to worry about being limited to net.org.com. If for some reason you have something very, very weird, it shouldn't be a problem. I'll just double check. But I believe that we automatically copy whatever extension you're using, and it's not limited, and it wouldn't need to be. So that's a good question. Okay. So I'll go ahead and let me see here. Do you guys know?
Are there any other questions from you guys? I mean, not a weird night. And I see Dimitri's on. He's an awesome dancer.
Oh yeah.
He rocked it out at the event.
Yeah, that was.
I think we posted a video of that. That was so awesome.
It was. I found it nauseatingly scary. I felt like I was worried for him the entire time because he was spinning around in a circle. I kept being afraid he was going to fall off that desk. But I mean, I was still entertained, Dimitri. He's laughing at that. He's like, oh. Okay.
It was a little scary.
I will never.
I wish I could dance like that, but I got white guy syndrome, so.
Oh man, I don't know.
Just wasn't my gift.
I don't know. I remember it so well, but I remember being like very, very stressed. But no, thank you very much, Dimitri. That was really, really good. Dimitri was like, "You teach me SEO. You're SEO mentor." All right, so I've gone ahead and sent everybody that link. Can you give me a 1 if you see the link for the purchase? Because I really do want you to go and sign up. And if you have any questions or doubts whatsoever, okay, looks like everybody can see the link. Richard's asking, can you use it to rank multiple location pages at the same domain? Great question. That I do not know.
Yeah, but you're going to have to learn how to use it.
Yeah, we're going to have to actually, yeah, Richard, you can, there's something you have to do, but you'll learn all that. Okay, so anyway, I do want to thank each and every one of you as well, like Jimmy did, and just let you know, look, there is very awesome plans for this particular group and community in this particular course and training. Jimmy is going to be spearheading this. He's back. Some of the stuff that we're dealing with and we're playing around with are stuff that I've never seen in my career. It's that cool. So you're going to want to be close to that. That's another reason. People have asked, I don't like to use PayPal. If you can please possibly not use it, don't. We've had a couple of requests. If there's no other way for you to pay for this system, and you're really going to force me to go in and create a PayPal subscription button and all that, then at least come and have a conversation with me. But we don't have PayPal as a default option. If it's the only way you can pay, come and see me privately on Skype. Okay, Chris? Does that answer it for you? We don't like to do it, and if we're going to use PayPal, we have to know you. Okay, but I do know you, Chris, so. All right, cool. All right. I think that's probably it. We've gone on for an hour. There will be a replay, so if you missed any of this, we had a really huge turnout, so I really thank you all. We will be back, and on this upcoming Tuesday, I'm not sure what our schedule or our plan is, but you can just presume that we will have a webinar on the upcoming Tuesday, and I'll let you know a couple days in advance if not. If you have any other questions or uncertainties, please contact me, and we will get you all sorted out. Jimmy, do you have anything to add in closing?
No, just thanks to everyone for showing up tonight, and I really appreciate it.
Okay. For those of you who keep asking for my Skype address, I'm going to go ahead and put the Skype handle just in case inside the area here. I'm going to send it to all of you. It's one word. Russell Wright Digital is my Skype handle, and I will answer any questions that you have about the Jimmy Kelley SEO Ranking 2020 training. I will answer anything you have, if you need to use a PayPal link, which please don't. And I will answer any questions that you guys might have. And if I can't answer them, I'll get Jimmy or Tony to answer them. All right? Good. Thank you so much. This has been Jimmy Kelley and Russell for Jimmy Kelley Digital. We look forward to seeing you on the inside. Thank you so much.